So actually, I was also inspired to start this series.
Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story. Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story.
Yeah, the time's now to break chains of poverty. Free your mind, there's a true sense of liberty. Slave tanking, read back the history. You may face hunger, but now you get away. We all have dreams, but now you're liberating. Blood, sweat, and tears will see you through. You can test the system or you can pick it you. When you make it out, well, it's up to you.
For me, when I see you, I see like you see yourself as box. You can be in any space, and you are black and you are a woman, and there are spaces that don't want us to be there. Yeah. But for you, it's like, no, there's no space that I cannot exist in. Where do you get that kind of attitude?
Okay, very good question. You know what? I think I know who I am, what I stand for, and I feel the fact that I've got positive energy, people are attracted to it. So I don't see why I need to be feeling inferior. A lot of people tell me that, you know what, Loveness, you've got presence. You can walk in a room and we just feel your presence. And I'm like, I don't know where it comes from, but I think for me, it's that I don't need to be defined by material things, by the way people look at me or perceive the perceptions. I'm just me. And I think that's very important, because if you know who you are and what you stand for, it's easy. It's easy, nothing can break you. And I think also what's important is you need to embrace humanity. So I have grown up in an environment where I don't see color. So for me, you're just a human being. I'm not intimidated whether you are male or you're female, or you're black, you're white, you're Indian, you're colored, you're Chinese. That doesn't bother me. For me, it's about us getting the job done, and you give me that respect. So it's about having the respect for people and you getting it as well. So I'm not afraid. I've gone through so many challenges in my life that I've managed to overcome them. So nothing really phases me, and I just feel all I need is give me a seat at the table. And if I can get a seat at the table, then I'm good. I'm good to go. I don't have any issues.
How do you take challenges in your life?
Well, I think I take challenges as learnings, right? And I think it's part of the journey. You have to go through. Life is not meant to be easy. You need to go through challenges to know your worth, to know what you stand for, to know how brave you are, right? We treat challenges as part of success, in that you need to get through it to be able to see the light. So things are not supposed to be rosy and just be put on the table for you. No, you gotta work hard for it. So I think I look at challenges and say, you know what, it's a part of the journey and it's a part of the success. So I have to get through it. But I think it's the mindset, right? Because other people can go through a challenge and give up. I don't give up. I've got that mindset where I don't give up until I get what I want. So I'm very determined.
And I also think that speaks into your self-worth. Yeah. If you know your worth, getting to the prize of that chapter, I want to know, what are the qualities that you have carried throughout your life?
I think for me, the qualities I would say it's integrity, right? Respect for people. I think it's very important that you have to have respect for others, because at the end of the day, you are who you are because of other people. So I value relationships. Relationships are very important to me, and I always want to do the right thing. I want to do the right thing, and I fight for what is right.
So you are a very family oriented person, and so I wanted to know, what do you think the role that a family unit plays in society?
A big one. I think family plays a big role in that you are game changers. You can influence the world together, and you can change the world together. I strongly believe that, and you need that support system. For me, family is a place where you can be your full self. You can really draw energy and support from, but also fully flourish, right? Share your successes with your low moments, and be happy and get to do things that you truly love. And I think in society, family actually also is in different ways, right? So I think you've got your core, which is your family, but you make family where? At work. You can make family in friendships that you made in school. They also play that role, a family role. So I feel if all of these family units can actually come together, we can impact the world positively, right? If every family can have that ideology that they gotta make the world better, imagine
The
how our
world will be better.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So you mentioned earlier that you are a mother of 2. What are the principles that you would like to instill?
Oh my, that's a very good question. You know, I posted the other day a picture of them, and I said, if they can grow up to have respect for people, love people, embrace humanity, and serve in the communities they work and live, I would have achieved my purpose. And have a love of God. And love each other, and know that they are the best set of friends. I would have fulfilled my purpose in them. So sometimes I tell them, you need to live the world better than you have fun, and they look at me, they can't get it. But it's fine, they'll get it.
It's going to become engraved in them, and they will probably know
I
that.
think it's very important. It's
Yeah.
really, it's important.
So how do you balance work, being a mom, being a wife?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, you know, in my early stages, I used to think, you know what, work-life balance meant a 9 to 5 job, or meant a 7 to 4 type of job, and yet it's not. You know, I feel work-life balance, you gotta be flexible. So I'm grateful that I've got an organization that I work for that's giving me flexibility in terms of working times. And I've come to believe that, you know what, you can leave work early, get home, get your family stuff sorted. When they're sleepy, later on you get to continue with work if you're not tired. You know, so I strongly believe that I need to have time I need to do well at work, right? Because that's also something that fulfills me. But I've got a passion for it. I've got a passion for and love for my family, and I need to make time for them. So for me to be sane, I need to have time for the kids. I need to have time with the husband alone. I need to have time for my friends. I need to have time for my family, and I need to have time for me. So, and I feel these are all the buckets that I need to fill. So I make time for everything, because I feel, you know, I just put 24 hours in a day, and you're gonna make it work. You know, so
How many hours do you sleep?
I sleep like 6 hours. Almost, and I still need to do gym. But I believe that, you know what, things that matter to you, you make time for. And I tell that to my friends all the time when they tell me that, you know what, Loveness, you are everywhere. You know, you make time for everything. And I say, things that matter to you, you make time for.
What kind of advice would you give people who are sitting on the fence between chasing their dreams, which it's a lonely path, it's the road less traveled, and just going, you know, to the norms of, you know, just get a job, get married, get a family, and whatever job that is, just get it kind of thing.
I think, like, if you're in the fence, all you're needing at that point in time is a mentorship and coaching. For me, attitude is everything. if you've got the right attitude, positive mindset, you can do absolutely everything. And most importantly, I think to push stuff that fulfills your heart, that you're passionate about. Because if you do something that you're passionate about, it doesn't require a lot of effort. You will actually do it effortlessly, and it will just work. So it's very important that you really follow that passion and live a fulfilled life, because you'll find that you have more than enough time to get the job done, and then you still have extra time to do other things. So yeah,
something you're good
yeah,
at.
yeah. But I think in South Africa, I mean, we've got challenges with jobs. So I think ideally, yes, a person would get into a job just because they want to get that security, right? And maybe they've got a family they need to support, etc. But eventually, I would encourage everyone that you need to, at some point in your life, you must go and fulfill that passion, that which you are passionate about, because that's the only way you're going to be really happy. Because if you're not, for me, life is not worth living if you can't be fulfilled. So you got to do things that you enjoy doing and things that you love doing.
Last question.
Okay.
Which is, how does one find what they're passionate about? I know it's not a simple question.
It's not a simple question. I think it's that you find it by asking yourself, what is it that I love doing and that I enjoy doing? So the question is actually asking yourself is, whether or not I had to be paid for this job, would I still do it? And if the answer is yes, then that's it. Because I think for me, the space that I want to go into the inclusion and diversity, and in the HR role, I remember saying to all the interviewers that this is the job I can do without even having to be paid for. And indeed, I'm partly doing it at Dow because it's over and above my job, my core job that I get paid for, but I'm doing all of this inclusion and diversity stuff because, to me, whether I had to be paid for it or not, I still do it. Why? Because it's what drives me, what fulfills me, and for that it's okay. So if you it's something you can do without even having to be paid, because you just get fulfillment from it. That's your passion.
Life could also lead you to that.
Yes.
You didn't necessarily know
Oh
this
my
was
word.
your
Yes.
place.
Yes.
But as the space, the place in time led you to what you realized was your passion, which you wouldn't have known
True.
yourself.
True. And I think God orchestrates things to work out in your favor. At that point in time, you just don't know it. I sit and I reflect on the day that I applied for a job at Dow, and it was one company that I just didn't apply for the job. I first went and did a lot of research about the company, read about the company values and see if they are aligned to who I am. And only when I started going through the process, I then said, I'm going to go for it. And then I went through I had more than 8 interviews to actually get the job. But I am fulfilled. And I remember telling one of the interviews that this is an organization where I see myself working and actually retiring in. And I strongly still feel that way, especially more so this year, in that I think I found a place where I am inspired, I belong, and I matter, and I make sure that I can inspire others as well. So I can positively impact people in the organization, but also ensure that the shareholders' returns are great, and that we'll be performing as well. So, and I think the minute you also start tapping into your passion, you realize that you actually start performing on the job without knowing it. And I guess that's what passion does.
Thank you so much for featuring.
Thank you. I think I've very enjoyed this. The first interview that I'm actually doing, and I just enjoyed it.
Practice.
Yes.
For more to come. Okay, so for some of us who might want to continue to be inspired by Loveness on social media, where can we find you?